Richard Thaler asked people to imagine they were on a beach and it was very hot and they'd been on the beach for several hours, and a friend of theirs said, I'm just off to that place a quarter of a mile away, which we can see, to buy a beer. I'm going to get you a chilled Heineken if it's a reasonable price. So tell me how much you're prepared to pay for a chilled Heineken, and I'll go down to the place, to the beach shack, and I'll bring it back. And the average answer people gave for that thought experiment was $1.50. If you replace the words beach shack with boutique hotel, they're prepared to pay $5.30. What's interesting to an economist is what they get is a bottle of chilled Heineken. The pleasure they get from drinking it is identical in either case, because they're miles from the hotel stroke beach shack. It's got nothing to do with utility in the conventional economic sense. It's simply, does this feel like a fair deal? People accept that boutique hotels have higher overheads, and so the price they're prepared to pay is higher. He says, you have to accept that every transaction has acquisition utility, which is the value from buying the thing, but there's also transaction utility, which is how good it feels to buy. I once bought a pair of cashmere socks by accident. I was buying a load of other things like shirts and a pair of socks. It was only when I saw the receipt, which I was baffled by, I realised the socks cost like 40 quid a pair or something absolutely deranged, okay? The weird thing is, they were actually the best socks I've ever owned. They lasted for ages, they were fantastic, okay? In many ways they were worth it, but I can't bring myself to buy them ever again, you know what I mean? Because it just feels, the inner Calvinist goes, this is just wrong. My mental norm for socks is kind of 5, 6 quid, 3 quid, 8 quid, right? No matter the extraordinarily high degree of pervy pleasure I derive from those socks, it was impossible for me to buy them ever again.